Recently, the folks in the village collapsed. The guy I like doesn't like me back. The ones who like me are not my type. People always say, just lower your standards. But those short, unattractive guys, I just can't stomach. It's practically torture. Finding a partner is way too hard. Might as well stay single. Being alone isn't so bad. On January 17 this year, data released by China's National Bureau of Statistics showed there are 30 million more men than women. Since there are more single men than women in China, why are there still so many unmarried women? Analysis suggests that although single men outnumber women, most older single men are in rural areas, while older single women are mostly in big cities, especially in Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen, these developed regions. For example, Beijing has at least 1 million older single women, 4 times the number of older single men. Today, let's talk about the topic of China's leftover women. Leftover women typically refers to those women aged 27 or older who remain single. There are many older single women in China, and one reason is their overly high expectations for a partner. Many women want to find a successful, high-earning man as a lifelong partner, but often, it doesn't work out. As the years pass, the prince charming in their hearts never shows up, and a persistent reluctance to settle keeps them single. In disappointment, their youth fades away little by little. Around 2005, in cities like Shanghai, Beijing, and Nanjing, matchmaking corners began appearing in large numbers. As the name suggests, they are places for arranged meetings. On the railings, resume-style marriage ads are plastered everywhere. However, what gathers here are not young people, but their parents and modern-day matchmakers. Parents either browse others' personal ads, or hold their own children's matchmaking flyers, to strike up conversations with others, trying to help their children find a suitable partner. According to the Matchmaking Corner, the ratio of men to women is 1 to 9, meaning there are 9 times as many women as men. Therefore, in the Matchmaking Corner, 80% to 90% are parents of daughters. Just last month, a mother braved the rain to visit the Westlake Scenic Area in Hangzhou, the Wansung Academy Matchmaking Corner, to find a partner for her 41-year-old daughter. The one who struck up a conversation with this mother was a matchmaker. What about her education? Bachelor's degree. What does she do for work now? She works as a supervision engineer. Oh, quite impressive. Supervision engineer. What's her annual income? Her annual income is around 200,000 yuan. Is she the only child in your family? There are 2, and she has a younger sister. Has the younger sister already married? No. Arimi. So what are your daughter's requirements for a man? Family background should also be considered, right? Matching conditions. Matching conditions, right? How tall should the man be? Preferably over 1.750 meters. She likes taller men. Yes. What about education? Education should also be at least a bachelor's degree. Hometown region? Hometown region, well, preferably within our Zhejiang province. What about the man's income? It should be similar to my daughter's. Around that range. Preferably a bit higher. Similar is also fine. What about the man's age? 4 years older or younger doesn't matter. So I'd like to ask, because the daughter is already a bit old at this age. Then, some men are very outstanding. Even divorced ones are acceptable. Divorced ones without children are also fine, and this woman herself is very outstanding. On the surface, her mate selection criteria don't seem high, but upon closer thought, they are actually quite high. She requires the other party's income to be similar to hers. 1.8 meters, 200 kk. Such men are not easy to find. She also requires the man to be over 1.750 meters. If both conditions are met, then it's even harder to find. Such outstanding men are likely already married. Even if divorced ones can be found, but would they even consider her? She's already 41 years old. This matchmaker is someone complaining that in the future, they will no longer accept divorced women over 45, unless she can accept divorced men. Because such women have very limited options. The success rate is extremely low. She gave several examples, said one woman is 33 this year. When she was 28 or 29, she came to the matchmaker, asked the matchmaker to help introduce potential partners. This woman's own conditions were quite good. She works in a public institution, owns a house and a car, and is considered pretty. At the time, there were quite a few men interested in her. She said her requirements weren't high, but the ones introduced by the matchmaker, she didn't like any of them. Introduced her to a 172 cm tall man, working in a public institution. Such a man. She complained he was too short. Introduced a 185 cm tall teacher. Complained he was too thin and tall, like a bamboo pole. Now, after all this, she's 33, and told me she regrets it. Now, as long as the conditions aren't too bad, she'll marry. About to have a foolish marriage. Once a woman passes the age of 30, the quality of blind dates indeed declines noticeably, each one worse than the last. This girl even came to ask me. She said, "Why are the resources on my side getting worse and worse?" Seriously, I really wanted to say, "Honey, do you really have no self-awareness at all? The boys around your age are basically all married. The few remaining with decent conditions would also reject you because of your age, right? She still wants to find someone younger." This matchmaker stated, in the blind date market, a woman's most important asset is her age. Don't let busyness or career pursuits delay your marriage. Let's look at a man's blind date experience. Today, I went on a blind date with Wit, a 36-year-old leftover saint, introduced by my friend. What were her requirements? You must have $700K in savings, a fully paid-off apartment, and a car worth over $500K, plus a monthly salary exceeding $20K. She didn't even discuss feelings, or things like character and upbringing. She thinks that's nonsense. She said, "Be practical, my time is very tight." Later, my friend pat my shoulder and said, "Let's go." Then I rode my electric bike back. At the matchmaking corner, there was a man with a monthly salary of 3 who wanted to find a woman earning $80K a month. Just think about it. Don't I lack money? That's why I need to find someone with money. Oh, what kind of person are you? In a relationship, we should support each other, right? How could you possibly support anyone? Because I don't have money. I need to find someone who does. Find someone earning $80K. Only an extreme match can last, you know. I have no money, so I need to find someone with money. You find 3,000 for 8,000. Do you know how the word ugly is written? Men never think they're ugly when they look in the mirror. There's no one here. It's just that everyone's self is called. You can find someone wealthy. Then what value do you have? Give others money, and they'll help you distribute it. We need value exchange, right? Yeah. The greatest value is handling all the household chores. Right. Aren't there so many women like that? Women do all the household chores, right? Women. I cook really well. Yeah. No one has anything to eat. I can also help with the kids. This fellow man says, nowadays, it's men who do the laundry and cooking in society. Handle the household chores. Which women nowadays know how to do housework? Which ones know how to cook? They can't do anything. But he can take care of all the household chores. Many women can't get married. There's another reason. That is, the bride price is too high. Bride price is a traditional Chinese custom. It's before marriage. The groom's family gives money or gifts to the bride's parents. Originally, it was to thank the bride's parents for raising their daughter all these years. There's a big gap in expectations between men and women regarding bride price. The 2024 Bride Price Research Report shows nearly 40% of men believe a reasonable bride price is 50,000 to 100,000 yuan. Nearly 30% of men think it should be under 50,000 yuan, while 45% of women believe A bride price of 100,000 to 200,000 yuan is more reasonable. A bride price of 380,000 yuan. Hoan doesn't have such high bride prices. Can we lower the bride price a bit? Teacher, is asking for 380,000 yuan in bride price too much to marry me? Some even think it's too expensive. Actually, I used to ask for 500,000 yuan, so why the price drop now? Sigh. Isn't this something that has always made it hard to get married? Then I can only lower the price to 380,000. Some people are really too much. They actually asked if I could reduce it further. Can there still be a discount? Can it be paid in installments? Wishful thinking. Do they think I'm rotten cabbage at a vegetable market? This woman is 38 years old. Her personal conditions are quite good. Her requirements for the man's income aren't high either, but her dowry demands are jaw-dropping. Let's take a look at her. She has a master's degree. As for her requirements for the man, your requirements should actually make it quite easy to find someone. You're 170 cm tall, with an annual income of 150,000. Shouldn't that make it easy to find someone? She doesn't want a man who's struggling with a house and car. The dowry is over 800,000. It's just that this might be a bit hard for the man to accept. Yes, it's because of the dowry issue. Why do you insist on an 800,000 dowry? Because I think boys nowadays are under a lot of pressure. Since I already have a car and a house, I don't want my future partner to be burdened with car and mortgage payments. After marriage, he can just move in directly. As for the 800,000 dowry I mentioned, I've already explained. For this 800,000 dowry, I'll contribute another 800,000, making 1.6 million as our joint business fund after marriage. It's a business fund, you see. It's not like, oh, you only gave me 800,000, and then I don't contribute my dowry at all. It's about matching what the other party can provide. Your conditions are quite excellent in all aspects. Then your requirements would. Do you require the man to live in Hangzhou or Ningbo? I can move from Ningbo to Hangzhou. Faced with exorbitant dowries, many men would rather not marry. They question if this is even love. It's just a transaction. Who even gets married these days? A 300,000 dowry. Isn't this selling your daughter? Some people even join their parents in demanding it. Saying no money needed is just an attitude, a guarantee. But isn't it actually subsidizing yourself? Then how much dowry do you think is appropriate? You should consider the actual situation of our southern families. One should put themselves in others' shoes. Asking for 300,000 in dowry just like that. Then can you provide 300,000 in dowry? Eventually, the 300,000 dowry ends up in their pockets. After marriage, they argue every other day, causing endless chaos. Then they just walk away and get divorced, without any loss. But what about the man? Left with neither the person nor the money. You say your parents raised you with difficulty. But what about us in the South? My parents also raised me with difficulty. If I have money, you'll marry me. If I don't, you won't. Is this called love? It's clearly a transaction with a fixed price. Some people these days have forgotten their roots. Money blinds their eyes. A woman in her early 40s named Dahlia Dada is a department manager at a large company, has a decent job, earns a good income, owns a house and a car, but has never found the right partner. She originally planned to spend her life alone, but some time ago, she fell ill. During her hospitalization, she saw a woman in the same ward, whose husband took meticulous care of her, which deeply moved her. So she decided to find a husband too. She also shared her criteria for a partner. Actually, my standards for a partner aren't that high. First of all, I just want someone around my age. Or even up to 50 years old, mature, stable, with a steady job and income. What about height? Must be above 1.750 meters. Around 1.8 meters is also acceptable. What about temperament? Must be normal. Cannot be. Must have responsibility and accountability. Must understand life. Know how to care for others. No bad habits. Must have the right. What about looks? Must be handsome. When taken out, must be the kind that brings face. As for me, I care a lot about face. in front of my relatives and friends. You must give me enough face. Put me on a pedestal. This is a must. As for the second requirement, I'll just say it outright. It's about the bride price. Because I think we're all adults here. I prefer to lay things out on the table. Say it up front. I demand the other party to offer 880,000 yuan as the bride price. Because I think once you enter marriage, women contribute more than men. This is also a form of financial security I'm asking for. Everyone hot after hearing the standards, left without saying a word, not to mention anything else. Just the bride price alone is 880,000 yuan. Really don't know how many men can meet her requirements. In the comments section, some netizens, wait another 88 years.